doing it in a triggering way. So, but having a sextile with Saturn at 12 degrees, a 3, with the Jupiterian and the spiritual context that is giving a added element, and then it being an Aquarius, which is very innovating and unique in nature, and allowing for that to be concrete and brought forward, and having it inspire and innovate and basically liberate. This is, and then the new moon being in Capricorn, this is ultimately wanting us to release with Black Moon Lilith, because Black Moon Lilith, I feel, is the true goddess. I mean, yeah, she has her own reputation. I mean, you can think about reputation, but if we all just focused on our own life path and our purpose, what we're here to do, you know, and not really apologizing for who we are, if we're not like focused on hurting others or anything like that, if we're just our own flavor, which is astrology in a nutshell, it's our own blueprint, it's our own uniqueness, and how we go about traveling through our life path, through our experience, so our soul can evolve. I mean, you know, Black Moon Lilith ultimately wants to be liberated, and to want to put her in a hole, you know, and further suppress and oppress, that doesn't help. That doesn't help the astrology. It doesn't help the vibe. It doesn't help the ascension process. Because, I mean, this little kept secret of Black Moon Lilith, this little spot between the nodes, is something to dive deeper into understanding, because ultimately she's telling us something very valuable. She's not out there doing these things in order to just keep on creating chaos and destruction and everything on a dark side. There's a light side to it. She's speaking to us. She wants to be free so she can ultimately liberate. And she is, in my opinion, the true goddess energy, because through chaos and destruction is how everything was formed. If you think about the universe, how chaotic and destructive it is in order to form new galaxies, so forth and so on. Well, if you think about the way Black Moon Lilith is described as chaotic and creative, it's the same type of meaning. And ultimately, why her power and why she's being kept secret and kept in the dark and kept suppressed and oppressed makes me really want to try to understand why that is. Because ultimately she wants to be liberated. She wants to be freed. She wants to get back into balance with the patriarchal archetype, the divine masculine. Okay? So there's something that needs to be further looked at. She's just not out there trying to destroy lives. Okay? There's a reason why she has a shadow, just like everything. Okay? And there's something about her that needs to be brought into light and further understood in a higher, enlightened understanding and comprehending. So with Mars in Sagittarius, this is triggering us to want to communicate and ultimately not feel so kept quiet or having to shut our mouth in order to further innovate and further express our own individuality and create a groundedness with ourselves, just being comfortable with who we are. Because you can't just say be yourself and just be you, just be you. Well, if you understand astrology, you'll understand that there's so many different dynamics and aspects of a person, and they continue to evolve and progress like a progress chart. So you can't just tell someone just be you, just be you. If you're seeing a person on online or on the internet, that's one part of them, and you're probably going to see their midhaven because that's how they express themselves. So I have a Pisces ascendant. You're going to see a Sag quality when you're looking or when you're viewing me online. Okay, that's just an example. And I do have a Sag sun, but then you have the different layers. You have how you are at home, how you are in a public setting, how you are when you're by yourself, how you are with this person, that person, how you are at your job, sixth house. So there's so many different levels. So you're not going to really understand who someone is by just looking behind a computer on screen. So let's be very clear about that. And people, they change as their chart progresses. So we don't stay the same. And me being very Plutonic and having a lot of Scorpio influences, I transform all the time. Throughout my lifetime is so different. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I could be a completely different person. Okay? So just be you. We have to think more broader than that. We can't pin down someone to just being a certain way because we're our whole chart. And as our chart progresses, so do we. You can't just say, just be you. What does that even mean? Just be yourself. Just be comfortable? Well, there's so many different shades and sides of one's character. So whatever they show you, that is them. It's just one part in that moment, in that time, in that setting, in that environment. So just allow that to sink in, and don't try to pin people down with saying just be yourself. I understand that just be yourself, that expression has it has a liberating quality. Just be yourself. Okay, we can drop our guard, be comfortable, okay, in that sense. But then it has another constricting quality where it almost wants to pin you in a box for the other person to say just be you, just be you. As far as what? Black Moon Lilith wants to liberate, free yourselves, for your individuality, for your uniqueness, for your speech, for your communication, free our expression, free our astrological chart and our progression into not just being ourselves, but being all of ourselves, our true selves, throughout our journey, throughout our process, throughout our understanding of the past, present, and the future. The past, the present, and the future. So what does that mean? That means I am myself right here and right now. This is me. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm speaking. This is how it is in my world. That is here in this world full of other individuals that are doing the same thing. Whatever they are, whoever they are, in whatever place and time, and whatever is influencing them, that's them. So this is allowing for the process to just be, and not having to just be what other people want to view. Sometimes it's not other people's business for certain things. That's why we have a private sector in our astrology, 8th house, privacy, because sometimes maybe, we need to leave a little mystery. We need to leave a little room to further understand, or leave room for the imagination. We can't just figure everything out or figure everyone out. What does that do for us? So moving on, that's all I'm going to say about Mars. That Martian energy is very triggering. I find Mars as a triggering point in the astrology, but it's very useful to get the point across. So moving on to Jupiter. Jupiter is at 0 degrees Pisces and is making a square to the North Node, 1 degree Gemini, and the South Node, 1 degree Sagittarius, which is causing a T-square. The release point is Virgo. So this is basically this is allowing for, I feel like all these aspects are talking about the same message, just giving a little different flavor, a little different element and influence, but all leading back to the same point, which is allowing for our own truth, allowing for our own enlightenment, allowing for our own self-expression, allowing for our own sense of connection with divine and source, and allowing for our own sense of how we communicate that and how we bring that into manifestation, and how that alchemical process ultimately will lead us on a practical way forward, where we're able to go over the details and be able to present that on a nice pretty picture or resume, have it neat oriented so people can really understand simply, and how that will be appreciated practically. Okay? So that's Jupiter. Jupiter's aspects, this T-square. So then we go to Saturn, and I already went over Saturn sextiling Mars. However, Saturn is also making a square to